so welcome back to another week. Welcome back to another video. Glad to be back in Florida. I eventually plan on moving out to Texas within maybe like a year and a half or two, just because we both got to finish school, me and Larry. But it was definitely a great experience, as you guys can see from the workouts. I had a lot more fun on the side as well, but there was things that I couldn't record, like the Dallas Stadium. Couldn't record that. That was a great experience overall. But we just got a nice chest and back day in. We're gonna knock out some cardio directly after this. I'll probably be live on Instagram right now as well. When you got to see this video, it'll probably be like a week later. If you guys didn't know, I usually go live on Instagram whenever I do my cardio, about 3 or 4 days a week, or I'll go live on TikTok. It all depends. It depends on which platform I feel like doing. Usually I choose Instagram because I can listen to music at the same time, but that's a conversation for another day. Right now, we're gonna jump into our cardio, and depending on what we have planned the rest of this week, I know I got some stuff to do for a couple brands. That's why I'm in all Gymshark gear, as you guys can see. I had to take a couple photos for them and record a little bit of content, but I also got some stuff to do with a couple other brands, so I gotta get that stuff out the way. And then from there, hopefully, we can get more personal with these vlogs and start to show you guys the foods and the daily activities I do as well, besides from just the work, as we're working out.
Baby, I've been on the run, but I will never run from your love. If you feel on my dick, there's a gun. Not right there, just a little above. I value my relationship is forever, but I've been cheating on the drug. Yeah, broke on codeine in a new plug. Yeah, them hot rod price, I need 2 of them. Yeah, lean, baby, Scotty in my lungs. Smoke green, chopper on me, I don't talk. I just up the beam. Let my gun bust a nut, then leave. Yeah, I ain't leave a clue on the scene. Close range, so I got blood on my jeans. Cup ain't no red in my lane. Bank rolled up, I've been swimming in green. Ay. Still a blue-faced king. Benjamin Franklin, come dirty and clean. I know my haters hate to see me succeed. If they get the chance, they'll end up murdering me. That shit got me laughing, Kill tech, get the rapping, grog. Fuck nigga on your father. Don't matter if you older. They say age is just a number. That's the case, I'm way over. Damn, these niggas and these bitches that think that they get it. Going backstage, fast shit, suck dick. Bitch, I got a bitch, better get you a ticket.
Alright, so I'm about to run to Publix to go grab something to cook. Got the hair all over the place right now. Still in the pajamas, as you guys can see. Young LA. But got nothing really planned for this Monday. We had questions planned. We also had a couple workouts already recorded. So what you guys just seen was the workouts that we did. Now it's time to jump straight into the questions. And from there, I hope you guys enjoy this one. Good morning. You probably can't really hear too well just because we have the windows down, but that's getting tossed out. Heading to Publix right now to grab something to cook, like I already stated. Okay, we got a successful little grocery haul. Didn't grab too many items. It ran us like what, $60 for all of this?
Yeah.
This is just like the stuff that I usually grab on a weekly basis. Of course, you got stuff that you probably grab on a monthly basis or like a bi-weekly basis as well. But that stuff is like your whole meats, your vegetables. But stuff like this, like the little lean cuisines, that's just in case I don't have time to cook. Things like the whipped cream to go into coffee. The bagel thins, that's another addition that I used to have a lot of times, but because I've been lacking on breakfast, that'll be an easy eats for breakfast. And then like things like the potatoes, like the fries, that's a great addition. If I don't have time to really make a side, I could just throw that in the oven. And then if I don't feel like drinking any water, I got some low calorie drinks to add to the mixture. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna walk somewhere else for a sec, but that's all you guys gonna see. Appreciate you guys for tuning into the grocery haul. Sorry, you guys can't see the tag, but now it's time to get to the questions. All right, what's going on, guys? It's time for questions, but before we actually knock the questions out, me and Lyric grabbed some ghost pepper chips from the store. Apparently they're supposed to be like, yeah, they say freaking hot on the back. It says it's kinda hot, or sorry, not hot, kinda hot, hot, super hot, and then freaking hot. It don't smell bad. I'm really good with spicy stuff though, so hopefully it doesn't kill me, but these shits are fucking hot.
Let me try it.
Damn, that's a wasted bag of chips right there. Cause I'm not eating the rest of those. All right, damn, those shits were hot. But I'm gonna go ahead and jump into the questions. First question says, gaining muscle, how many girls be in your messages? A lot. I would say I've seen about 200 probably as women sending hard eyes and stuff like that or whatnot. That's the answer to the first question. So on to the next question. How much is training? At the end of the day, you're not gonna be able to train me. Please just use the content that I post on here. That's why I post, man. I post so that y'all have access to this content for free. I don't know why y'all wanna pay. What's up with y'all paying things? You wanna pay for something, go grab my nutritional coaching guide. That's 30 bucks for you to have nutritional education and get things down packed that you maybe didn't know before. Question number 3. What was your breaking point to get healthy? I'll say my breaking point was, it was about a week after, about 2 weeks after my grandmother's funeral last year in 2020. I seen a picture of myself holding the casket, and it just was not a pretty sight. I didn't even know I was that big. Seeing the way I looked, I knew I had to change something. When I did decide to get up, it was extremely hard because when I woke up to go move and I went to put my clothes on, I felt like my hip almost popped out of place or something like that. And that was the breaking point right then and there. And of course, you know, it took some time to get used to working out again and getting moving, but it's all about taking those baby steps to get started. It wasn't about doing it all at once. What's your goal for next year? The same thing as it is now, to continue to inspire people, continue to better myself, at least by a little bit each and every day. And so far it's working out. So if it stops working out, then I'll change that goal. Maybe if I stop inspiring people, maybe something happens, then that'll change. But other than that, right now, the goal is the same, to continue doing exactly what I'm doing right now. All right, so next question. Full body workout versus a split routine. Which one is better? When it comes down to it, the only one that's gonna work better is the one that you can consistently do and the one that fits your schedule the most. There's plenty of research to back you doing full body versus split routine. There's plenty of people who have seen results doing either or. So it all comes down to what's gonna fit your lifestyle at the end of the day. Me personally, I don't like doing full body all the time. I feel like it takes away from me being able to focus on certain muscle groups that I may be lacking in. But as far as which one is better, it's not gonna matter, you know? It's not gonna matter. It all depends on what is gonna work best for you. You should be more focused on your training style rather than the actual split you're using. Be more focused on the training style, whether you're training for hypertrophy, whether you're training for strength, whether you're training through HIIT workouts and to get your heart rate up, whether you're doing cross training for muscular endurance. That's the type of stuff you should be focused on. If I was trying to give one piece of advice to somebody who wants to lose weight, what would it be? Well, I'll tell you this, it's the same advice I give to anybody else. 1, trust the process, understand it's a slow process, and be in a caloric deficit, all right? That's from the scientific standpoint, you have to be in one. So that's the one piece of advice. If you ask me what advice I would give you a lot more, but you said one piece, so that's what you get. All right, so somebody asked, how long are your gym sessions? My gym sessions, I think you guys have this idea that I train 4 or 5 hours a day. I'm here to tell you that I don't, I'm sorry. I would never train that long. I only train about an hour through my actual strength training workout, 30 minutes of cardio. The only time that will go over is if I'm doing legs. Leg day, I like to have a lot more focus on. So I may have like an hour and 30-minute leg day with a 30-minute cardio session, but my workouts never go past 2 hours. And if they do, it's because somebody was talking to me or I was working out with a partner. Favorite snacks. Man, you guys should already know this. All right, when it comes down to my favorite snacks have been the Band Body Nutrition Bites, the Blondies, the protein Blondies. If you guys don't know, it's like a cookie brownie. Those are my favorite snacks, but a snack that you guys can also get access to that I love is Halo Top ice cream, the chocolate brownie one, along with 2 fiber brownie bars. That's my favorite snack. All right, Ben Johnson asks, he's honestly the same size that I was a year ago, same body type. What's your best advice for me? Well, my best advice would be to not to compare yourself to how I actually am, because our bodies are 2 completely different entities. My best advice to you is to think of yourself as a separate entity and focus on what you can control, all right? We might look similar a year ago, but that does not mean you're gonna look just like me in the end of your transformation. You may look better, all right? But focus on what you can control within your lifestyle, all right? A lot of times what it comes down to is you being in a caloric deficit. That's the first thing that you have to realize. Now, what is gonna fuel that caloric deficit? That's what you have to figure out, all right? Whether it's gonna be you working out more and getting more active, you cutting out some of the foods that you may not like. You just change a simple lifestyle changes. Maybe you're an alcohol drinker, maybe you smoke. Things like that can also influence how your aesthetic is gonna look as well as your health in the long run. So focus on your lifestyle or what you can control. That's my best advice for you. And don't compare yourself to what I look like or what I've been through, all right? All right. So somebody asked, did you mix strength training along with hypertrophy? Yes, I did. A lot of times in the earlier weeks, since I know I have a lot of energy from coming out the weekend, I will train for strength, especially early on in my transformation. Now I strictly usually just train for hypertrophy because my goal is simply aesthetic based, because I understand that I have complete control over my health right now, or at least the factors I can control. They're a lot better than what they previously were. But as I was cutting weight at that rate, because it was a lot faster than the usual cut you would see, which is like I was losing like 10 pounds a month at the end of the day, I want to make sure I was retaining a lot of lean muscle mass. So I was strength train, because when you strength train, it does promote the retention of lean muscle mass. Hypertrophy usually can also promote the retention, but it more so promotes the new muscle growth as well. So I would train for both. Early on in the week, I would train for strength. As we got later in the week, as I got to either the second day of, let's say, a second leg day, I would train more for hypertrophy, but now I just train for hypertrophy. Sometimes I may train for strength if I want to lift and do deadlifts or bench press, but that's every blue moon, maybe once every 2 weeks or maybe once a month. What's my weight right now? Currently, I'm sitting at about 223. That's with the storage of water weight. I've been taking creatine, so a lot of times I look a lot more full right now. And then the last question, tips for staying focused on your weight loss journey. So guys, a tip for staying focused is don't focus too much on the number that you see on the scale. That's a good way to stay focused on the actual weight loss journey. If you start focusing too much on the number that you see on the scale and not the subtle progress you might be seeing in the way you feel, in the way you sleep, in the way you move, in the way you look overall, then you're not gonna be focused, you're not gonna be noticing like those things. So a lot of times you gotta make sure that you're not letting the scale deter you away from the subtle progress you might be making, because those are the pieces of progress that are going to bring you the most joy. I'm gonna say it like this: as a guy, when you get that first vein that actually pops out, you're gonna be shocked. You're gonna be thinking, damn, I'm that dude, all right? And that's fine. As a girl, when you see that little bit of back fat that just got reduced, or you start to see your arms tighten up, it's gonna bring some joy to you. So I promise you this, just trust the process and don't let the scale deter you away from what's actually happening.